Scorpios, how are we doing this week? We're going to be doing your weekly from the 27th to the 2nd. See what's going on. Don't worry, no trigger warnings this week. All right, we're going to be using the Moonology Manifestation. See where we're at. I feel like there's a card flipped over in here. I did see it. I could be losing my mind. Oh, there it is. Leave the past behind. Whoever needs to hear that. All right, what do we have going on for the beautiful Scorpios this week? We do have a full moon coming up on the 29th, I believe. I could be wrong, but who knows? Ooh, okay. Whatever situation you have going on, I think it's time to assess that situation. You know, we do have to honor our feelings that are there. But it's also about speaking your world into being. So what is it you're wanting? What is it you're desiring? And make time for you with self-love. So this could be around Libra season, moving into Virgo season. But I feel like it's about being really, truly honest about what it is that you're wanting. So maybe there's a situation that you need to really seriously look at. And it might be a past situation. And allow yourself to be truly honest with what it is you're wanting and be open to that. Also, make time for yourself this week. All the cards want to come out. So, what do we have going on for Scorpios? I did see that Page of Pentacles in there. Okay. It's like somebody coming in for an offer. Maybe you're quietly offering something. All the cards. I feel like you're deciding on whether you're going to get out of your own comfort zone right now. It's kind of like a decision that you're making. So maybe there's kind of a situation where it's kind of left you in a moment. And that hermit could be you just making a decision to love yourself a little bit more. Or just pull your energy back from things and just kind of focus on your own path. With that Ace of Pentacles. And then we have the Hierophant. It's kind of like praying. Walking towards your own kind of... This could be you walking towards like a higher power. Maybe... I feel like going back to school, maybe getting some counseling in a way. You know, especially if you're really undecided on if you're going to kind of get out there, get out of that hermit zone, yourself wrapped up. You're a water sign, so you kind of go through the emotions, but there isn't really any water on the board. So I feel like this is you. We did see the Ace of Pentacles, so this is like that seed from that ace. But what are you going to do to put that into action? And then we have the Chariot behind that. So it's like giving yourself a nudge to start moving forward in some kind of direction. You know, with the Hangman, I feel like it's about really just kind of getting a broader picture of things or seeing things differently. So maybe that's the situation you need to assess. Maybe it was somebody who came in and wasn't really offering enough, and it's kind of like you pushing yourself forward to get a different kind of perspective. You know, I do see some victories coming in your way, and definitely not really focused on the mental aspects of it all anymore. It's like you're not really stuck in that mental zone. You're really just kind of balancing things out, but not really focused on opening right now. I feel like you're not even focused on love. You're really just focused on you, your own love. I really feel like with the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Wands, whatever you have to offer the world, it's going to be victorious in some way, shape, or form. You know? And I feel like the more you move, the more mental clarity you're going to have over a situation. Or even the more you move, the more that you're not going to be mentally conflicted with the situation. I think you've had that time out, that break to really think about things. And it's about, I feel like, where you're willing to put your energy and where you're not. You could just be kind of trying to balance things out, whatever the situation is, and really just kind of dealing with the emotional upheaval of the situation. And this is all about like really just kind of bringing it down to earth and really just kind of loving yourself a little bit more, especially if you're really undecided about something. I do see judgment in there, so it could be something with a judgment call. I'm kind of glad this is the last week of July. I feel like all of July's reads have been like super weird. I want this one. Thank you. I don't see love on the board. I see a lot of pentacles. I see a lot of swords and a lot of wands. So if you are in a situation, a past situation, where it has done nothing but leave you anxious and stressed and not sleeping very well, and it's very immature kind of energy, very immature, I feel like, communication, and maybe somebody that kind of felt like the wounded warrior, because I don't feel like that's your energy. I feel like you've been dealing with somebody that has been holding you very anxious. It's definitely somebody from the past. They definitely come in with really crap communication, and maybe they're playing this wounded warrior card. Well, I tried, but I can't. You know, I feel like it's really something you just need to walk away from. It's something you need to let go. It was some kind of ending, in a way. And what I love about this is the pain is not so abrupt. It's allowing him to walk through. But you have to go through that water because you need to deal with those emotions. It's put you in the state of being guarded and just kind of being closed off, especially when it comes to your emotions. Because all of his cups are in his head, so that's what he's thinking about. But he's holding these two right here. You know, and that's what he's focused on. And he's not focusing on what's going on up here. He's focused on what's going on down here. So I think that's part of the accessing this situation, is allowing yourself to kind of focus on what's going on up here emotionally and kind of working through that. I know it's really kind of weird, but there's that Three of Swords again. So I feel like this is maybe some kind of ex coming back or some kind of breakup you're healing through. You know, especially this is about you kind of standing your ground and really healing from somebody. But whatever you have to offer yourself, you're going to be victorious this week. Okay? So keep going. Close your eyes and one step in front of the other. You know, once you start having that movement, I feel like that mental clarity starts to subside. You've allowed yourself to get the bigger and the brighter picture. And once you've kind of gone through this, you've assessed the situation. It's time for you to be like, okay, this is what I want. And then start loving yourself. But a lot of it has to do with kind of balancing out. I feel like 2s are going to be incredibly important for you this week. But when the Queen of Cups is in reverse, I always feel like she's kind of erratic. And I feel like you're maybe trying to balance that out this week. So kind of a weird message, but definitely whatever is ending that's left you guarded, I feel like you need to process that type of emotion. And I do feel like this is like maybe a past relationship. It probably won't resonate with everybody, but that's what I have. All right, we're going on to the little love portion. So remember, self-care is going to be very important this week. All right, what do we have going on for my beautiful Scorpios? For love or career. It's a little bit of both. All right, what do we have going on? We have denial. Anything else? Release. Divine counterpart. Okay, interesting. A little bit of message. Okay. 1, break your unhealthy habits or cycles. It's something you truly need to release. I hope I'm holding those up long enough to where you can relate them. So maybe you need to release a lot of the grudges and the wounds and everything that comes with it. And I feel like the more you tend to do that and the more you start to heal. It's like you don't have to forget, but it kind of let go of some of that energy. And that's part of like self-loving yourself. And the more you do that, the more you can really speak what you want to the world or manifest what you want. And then it's all about just divine timing, divine counterparts. Like once you start to love yourself wholly, you'd be surprised kind of what you bring in. But don't be so wrapped up in your own self-limiting beliefs that it hinders you. All right, what do we have going on with this situation for my beautiful Scorpios? What do we have going on? We have the Tower. Maybe a shift in energy. Maybe just a whole entire rebuild. But something's going to get shaken up. And then we have Judgment coming out. After that, I don't know what that was. I feel like that needs to be there. I like this, actually. We have the Sun and the Fool on the bottom. I feel like you're going through some kind of major cycle right now, guys. So don't be afraid to be out there. Be seen. Enjoy life. Be happy. Kind of put you in the state of moving forward. And really just kind of taking a lighthearted approach to life. But I feel like whatever this Tower moment is like a shakeup of energy that allows you to go out and have fun. Kind of embrace life a little more. So it might be get together with friends, family. It might be sipping some wine down at the beach, going out to the lake, something that's your enjoyment. And I feel like it's finally made it to the judgment call of where your happiness is. It's like you making a judgment call that I'm going to be happy. And part of that's that release that you need. Allowing yourself to let go of a situation. You know? And then we have the Devil with the Four of Pentacles. I don't particularly like this, but I feel like it's kind of what you're releasing or what you need to release, the toxic energy, the negativity, the self-limiting beliefs that you've been holding on to for so long with that Pentacles. And that could be a super scarcity mindset. But your advice is definitely like focus on the happy things and allow yourself to be a little bit more lighthearted about situations. Put you in the state of you can start plotting and planning your own path. Really like it. But the decision's yours. It's always going to be yours. But I do really feel like it's going to be an aha moment. And it's going to be very clear. It's going to be concise. All right. That's what I have for my beautiful, beautiful Scorpios. I wish you all the well. I will try to have your monthlies out this week or next week. So please watch for those. All right. And if you like this love portion, please give me a comment below. All right. See you guys later.